Of course.
Look who showed up!
Oh, Mr. Island Time over here.
Alright, it's good.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah.
Where do you usually park when they come down here?
They take a right and then just go around the corner. Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of my trip to Bermuda. I met up with Forrest, a friend, and a local scuba guide who was going to take me out to dive some shipwrecks. But you know how that goes.
Explore shopping. Sign up today and instantly earn 3.
Alright, so the boat is having some issues. Low oil pressure alarm's going off. So probably a bad pump. So we're gonna hobble it back to the dock and do a shore dive. It's a bummer, but shore diving here is amazing and this engine currently is not. So roll with the punches. A boat dive would have been nice, but there's always next time. Plus, the entire island is still new to me. Forrest was a great tour guide. He knows everything about the island. He even gave me the down low on some of the local research vessels. We made our way out to Cooper's Island, which is a nature reserve located on the southeastern tip of Bermuda. It's a quiet park with extensive walking trails, stunning views of Castle Harbor, and gives access to several beautiful beaches. Cooper's Island is one of my favorite places to visit while in Bermuda, and it's a must-see. Cooper's Island Nature Reserve. Gonna use this as a backup plan. Snorkeled here once and I'm excited to dive here. It's gonna be a much different experience. Until 1995, Cooper's Island was a restricted area, occupied for years by the US military and later used as a NASA space tracking station. Today, most of the island is open to the public and the 12-acre nature reserve is undergoing active restoration. It felt great to have a dive buddy with me in the water. It was finally time to venture a little deeper. We immediately spotted a lionfish. They are not aggressive, but they have 18 venomous spines that can deliver a painful sting. What's up, Forrest? Forrest caught eyes on a fairly large black grouper. They're a shy fish, and this was the only footage I was able to capture. This spot was Swim Through Central. Literally, never-ending caves, tunnels, and cracks to explore. It was like nothing I had ever experienced. I'll be honest though, the thought of swimming into a lionfish was lurking in the back of my mind. Alright, now time for the big guns. I bought this 3-meter extendable selfie stick for awesome visibility like this. It gives such a neat perspective. Previous to YouTubing, I don't think I ever took a single selfie, but nowadays it's an everyday thing while filming. Talking in front of a camera isn't an easy task, but believe it or not, the hardest part of editing a video is doing these voiceovers. Anyways, long story short, I hope that by filming myself underwater, going through these passages, it can help bring you from your TV, computer, or cell phone screen into my shoes, or should I say mask. It's nearly impossible to try and explain what it's like to hold your breath and submerge yourself to depth while swimming through towering corals. Some things are just better shown. This guy almost looks like it belongs on our coast. Yep, time for another swim through. But look how cool this looks. Massive corals overhead, breathtaking. I thought the visibility was pretty epic, but according to Forrest, he rated it a 6 out of 10. If this is a 6, I can't wait to see a 7. Okay, alright, last one, I promise. We had been out for quite a while at this point, and we were both feeling content. Your legend, Forrest, that was a blast. Just finished up our dive. We didn't do that boat dive, but this was a great consolation prize. Some really nice depth, right in my prime freediving range, around 50 feet I think is what we were hitting today. Crazy amount of swim throughs everywhere you go. You head down one passage and it leads you to 3 or 4 other turns. You know, and kind of at that point, do I keep going or I'm gonna run out of air? You don't know sometimes. So I play it safe and come to the surface. But yeah, crazy amount of life, crazy amount of blue, tropical, clear water. Thanks Forrest there for bringing me to this spot. That was a great time. I might go for another dip tonight, we'll see. Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hot tub. It's day 3 here in paradise. You know, been here now 3 days and I've dove 4 times. One of those dives is a boat dive. Here with my daughter and she is absolutely loving life. She's been in the hot tub, she's been in the ocean, she's been in the pool. She's a little Bermudian baby princess. Bermudian Barbie, does that work? It's a really nice night here. It's about 6:30, gets dark around 7:30. So I'm gonna go for a little evening dive. I think I've said this every night since I got here, but you know, long days, a lot of time in the water. I'm usually too tired and burnt. It's easy to keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, but that day has finally come. So I'm gonna just snorkel around, be pretty conservative. I found a cool bottle yesterday and unfortunately I stashed it, but lost my stash spot. So I wanna go find it for the Kiba. Yeah, really fun times here. I'm pretty beat, but I feel like once I get in the water, I'll be a lot better, a lot more refreshed. This trip so far has been top notch. Some exciting news. I got some holiday time booked off for Christmas. So the plan is I'm gonna be here for Christmas around 2 weeks. And just like our coast in British Columbia, diving here is even better in the wintertime. Water cools off quite a bit, nothing I'm not used to. And the visibility improves. For me, this is really epic viz as is, but apparently it's even clearer. You know, you can get 100+ foot viz on some days. I'm gonna need to explore a bit further one day once you get past that reef. Based on Google Maps, looks like it gets quite a bit deeper where that break is out there. I'll check it out one of these days, maybe when I got a bit more juice in me. Problem is, being here, I'm solo for the most part. I don't really condone or recommend diving solo, but it's that or I don't get in the water, so it is what it is. I call this diving, but it's really just a step up from snorkeling. I can assure you, I'm staying safe. I've had people ask me about sharks, but Bermuda is fairly sheltered by them. Bermuda is essentially a volcanic seamount which rises over 4,000 meters from the Atlantic seafloor. The outer reef inhabits practically every shark species one can imagine, but sharks have a hard time navigating through the thick intercoastal reef to make any significant presence on any of the shorelines. Although it's not impossible to encounter a shark, it's far from the norm, and I've been told it's not something I need to concern myself with. This late evening dusk dive was awesome. It was a super calm and peaceful night. I didn't regret jumping into the water in the slightest. Eventually, the sun went down and my dusk dive turned into a night dive. I'm happy I brought my torch with me, as it was very useful on a few occasions. This was a pretty cool flounder. I barely noticed them until it was right under my eyes. Those blue speckled dots appeared as though they were changing shapes. Now isn't that the cutest fish you ever did see? The porcupine pufferfish. This thing's absolutely adorable. I just wanted to give it a big squeeze, but touching wildlife is not advisable. I was happy enough just sharing the moment. For sure, a highlight. I lost track of time again, and it was time to go in before my wife called the search and rescue. I went back to the pad and finished up the day with a dip in the pool and some rest and relaxation in the hot tub. Exploring another country is so much fun. Stay tuned for part 3 as I get my tourist on at the Crystal Caves, dive Bermuda's Blue Hole, meet back up with Forrest for another unforgettable time, and catch one of the most epic sunsets I've seen to date. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace and love.